Hey y'all, this is Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey Kat. And this is the Fake Ass Book Club. Wait, can we both say it or no?
Hey, welcome back, you guys. It's your girl, Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey, Kat.
Hey, Moni.
What's up, guys?
Oh, I was waiting for them to respond.
They didn't say nothing.
They didn't
so
say
I
they're
just had
good.
to
They're
keep it
fine.
moving. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, good. We're glad you guys made it back because we have a fabulous episode. And I'm saying that because, you guys, it's our third annual FAB Podcast Awards.
Bam, 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 bam.
Bam, 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 bam. Woo-hoo-hoo.
We're going to find out the best of FAB 2024.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you believe it? 2024.
It's over.
We ate it. That's why it's over. It's
we had
gone.
no choice, right?
Because
we had no choice, friend. Yes, it's exciting. I can't believe this is our third year doing these awards. It's one of my favorite shows of the year because it gives us a chance to go back and kind of highlight some of our favorites and some of our least favorites this year. This is kind of a first. I just thought, you know what? We owe it to our fans to be honest about maybe some of the material that we don't always enjoy. I mean, which I think we talk about on the actual episode, but I'm just really excited to highlight these different areas. So, you guys, I'm going to before we get into the show, I feel like we should dedicate the episode, friend, because this is what we do. Okay,
I think we should honor our feelings.
We should. So, guys, hands over your hearts. As always, you guys, we want to thank our patrons. Thank you so much for your continued support as we move into 2025. We look forward to giving you more of the bonus content that you are looking for. So you guys, if you're not patrons of the show, show up and show out in 2025 for the FAB podcast. Do yourself a favor. We've got lots of bonus content over in Patreon. I always want to say Black Spash. Wait, no, that's not even a word.
You do say backsplash.
You're
trying to say backslash.
Backslash. Why is that word so hard?
Because you watch HGTV and they talk about backsplashes all the time.
They do, and I really want one. I think it's heavy on my heart, you guys. But anyway, get over to Patreon if you guys aren't patrons. We have lots of bonus content over there.
And actually, we talk about stuff we hate on there all the time because people seem to like it when we hate on stuff. It's more of a Hatreon.
I love that, friend.
Thank
Give
you.
me a little mini high
I love
five there.
hate.
Thank you. That was great. Hate is great. So go on over there if you want to hear about the stuff that we hate. And also just a general sort of dedication to, you know who I'm giving this to, guys? Hairstylists. Because when I think about one of my most favorite things in the world, it is getting my hair done. And it is looking nice. And a huge part of that, and as far as me, because I know everybody has their different stuff, right? Like some people, it's like if my nails aren't done, I don't feel done. If my lashes aren't done, I don't feel done, whatever. If my hair is not done, I'm ugly. And
there's nothing you can say about it.
I don't care if my outfit is Oscar de la Renta. Like if you put me on the runway with a hairdo I hate, I'm not gonna like it. So for me, I just want to acknowledge the work that goes into like a solid haircut, color, just healthy hair, braided styles, whatever it is that you have, whoever is taking care of your hair and making you look great and feel great about yourself. Much love to the hairstylist, because honestly, it always makes me think about, what's that Atlanta episode where Paperboy was following that one barber around, even though he had him like hopping in the car with him to go do dummy missions and all kinds of crazy shit. Like, I'm saying all this to say that I will follow you across the ends of the world to get my hair done.
Yeah.
So shout out to all of you. That goes to you too, Kat.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, and
what about you, friends?
It's really important. It's funny because, today I was thinking like, oh, what's my dedication going to be? And what popped into my head was carbohydrates. Literally carbs. Like, I think so much of what we grew up on was like Atkins, like the low carb stuff, because everything was about, weight control. And so like so much of my life has been about avoiding carbs. But now at this point in my life, I'm really embracing carbohydrates.
Good for you. Welcome.
In all their forms.
Welcome.
Not just the ones that have high fiber. So, yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, like whenever there's like fiber, the calculation for every gram of fiber, you can erase carbohydrates. Because like when you're doing the low carb stuff, you really can't have more than like 30 carbs a day.
I've never in my life, so I can't relate, but carbs have always been my friend, so I say welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, carbohydrates, you need them.
2025. It's going to get us through 2025, I believe. We're going to need lots of carbs. I like it. So dedication over?
Yes, dedication over.
Okay. So guys, it's the FAB Awards. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you?
I'm at like 12.
Okay, all right, well, let's get into it, friend, because I want to talk about our very first sort of category. So we read 22 books last year, you guys. Let's hear it for the FAB podcast because hello.
Well, those are the 22 books we officially read for the podcast. We've read more books than that. So you guys know how thorough we are. These are just official books we've done for the podcast.
That is true.
Yeah.
One of which I didn't actually read, and I forget which one. But when I was looking back,
skipped some books.
Yeah, but
but as far as
read
like podcast tally
review, yes.
If one of us read it,
it counts for us.
Yeah, it goes towards the podcast. That's how that works.
You got it. Yeah, so I'm really, really proud of that stat. So when we look back at our favorite books, I honestly, when I was picking just sort of some of the titles, I was like, okay, let's just pull a few from the whole year. So you guys, our first category is going to be favorite book of the year. So I'm going to give you our 5 finalists for this category. So we have episode 145, which is Erasure by Percival Everett. We have episode 173, The Resilience Myth by Soraya Shamali. We have episode 181, So Far From God by Anna Castillo. Episode 164, James by Percival Everett. And last but not least, episode 141, The Color Purple. So friend, I'm going to ask you, drum roll, what was your favorite book of 2024?
My favorite book from 2024 was The Color Purple. We read it at the top of 2024.
We did.
And I really enjoyed that episode. I think we both said at the same time it was so sad.
So sad.
It was so sad. But it was so good. It really is a masterpiece by Alice Walker. And one of the first grown-up books I ever read.
Okay.
Because I read it initially as a child, so it was really nice to go back and read it as an adult and really being like, oh, wow, she put a lot of game
in that book.
Yeah, very early on. So, yeah. But what about you? What is your pick?
Okay, so drum roll, guys. So my favorite book of 2024 was episode 164 when we read James by Percival Everett. And this was a hard, I'm gonna say this about every category because this is me. Okay, if you're new here, I am very indecisive, so everything's hard. It's like, oh my God, I love everything. I didn't know how to pick. But I picked James by Percival Everett because, first of all, I actually put him because it was between both of his books. I really liked Erasure.
Yeah.
I really liked Erasure, and I love that it inspired a film that I also enjoyed so thoroughly. But the reason why I picked James by Percival Everett was because I don't know how many people can take a classic piece of literature like Huckleberry Finn and do a companion piece that fits so perfectly and so nicely and seamlessly. And because that narrative, I feel like it's one of those books that you have to read in school that's so cringy because of the language in it.
Oh, we never read it in school.
Or even if you don't read it in school, when you read it,
Mark Twain was too liberal for the school I went to.
Got you. Understood. It would be a dream of mine to see those books get presented together. Anytime in an academic setting, if you're gonna put forward Huck Finn, you should be putting forward James because James was a character in this book who I felt really needed a voice, and I think it's important for people that have the background that we have as American Blacks or whatever with the history of slavery to hear and see stories that give us a voice beyond just being the help. You know what I mean?
Like, or the sidekick.
Yeah, or the sidekick. And it just humanized James in a way. And then too, just the attention to detail in this book. It was just immaculate. Like, to me, it was a work of art, and I felt like it was just as good as the original. And I feel like they should just be companion pieces. So I was blown away.
Yeah, just so people don't know, like, if you did read Huckleberry Finn, this was nigger Jim.
You just wanted to say the N-word.
I didn't want to. I just wanted to clarify. I'm sorry. N-word Jim.
She just wanted
N-word Jim from Huckleberry Finn got his own book from his point of view called James. Because that's his real name. Like
yes,
I said,
it was. Put some respect on his name. I love that.
So just so you know, like there was another character and his name was James. Even though he was referred to.
That's N-word, James. Also, too, it reminded me of Django in that way of like having that redemption story of enslaved people being able to see their up and comings like in a story. You know what I'm saying? Like seeing the little wins and stuff like that. It just was everything. I loved this book so hard. So it was just my favorite, hands down, for the whole year. So good pick, friend.
Thank you.
I like
Good
yours
book
too.
as well. Once again, these are masterpieces. I would say it's a modern classic.
100%.
It is definitely a modern classic because, man, Percival Everett can write his ass off.
I mean, I'm just saying, he be stunting on y'all. Y'all don't know.
Serena plays tennis.
He's not playing with y'all. He's coming for...
He's just playing the wall. Yeah, you can't really play with Percival right there.
His name is Percival. So if your name is Percival, you probably ain't playing no games anyway. But so yeah, I look forward to reading more of his books this year actually too.
I want to read Telephone.
Yeah, Telephone. And we gotta read maybe another Alice Walker book this year too.
I would love to read all of the Alice Walker's books.
Let's do it, friend.
Yeah, nothing's stopping us.
Okay, it's true. Only our own ambitions or lack thereof.
Because we need, even though we read 22 books and it's good.
It's good.
It's over half.
Here you go.
I really wanna push it to the limit.
Do that.
I mean it.
Push it to the limit. We're old. Okay, next category, guys.
Yes.
Okay, let's get into it. Now, if you're new here, guys, we love fashion, okay? I know I'm not always showing up as the fashionista every single time though, but it is something that my friend and I really do get into. We like looking nice. We like, beauty and getting into it. So the next category that we have for this FAB Award is our favorite look of 2024. So first, we have episode 159, the Met Gala. We have 165, the live Indiana Black Expo episode. Next up, we have episode 167, Babes, the movie. Next, we have episode 149, Breakfast at Tiffany's by Truman Capote. And last but not least, we have episode 190, Imitation of Life. Drum roll, please. Friends, enlighten us on what was your favorite episode look for 2024. Who does the FAB Award go to, friends?
It goes to us.
It does, but that's true.
Sorry, I'm so
Spoiler to all of our listeners. I mean, we win no matter what in this category, but specifically with Look Friends.
But the look that won my FAB Award for 2024 is the Indiana Black Expo live show. I really liked our looks for that.
Strange.
It's funny because you brought up because thinking about the Truman Capote and stuff like that, it always makes me think of Sex and the City. And I was listening to a podcast today called Dungeons and Drag or Drag and Dungeons, something like that.
Okay.
It was these two drag queens
who
were making fun of the newest Sex and the City spinoff, and Just Like That. And it's called And Just Like Crap. And they just go through and roast everything. It was so funny.
Oh, no.
But your look for IVE just reminded me because it was very Charlotte. Because you had
that's why you did say they had the high pony with the
and then like the very tailored, very demure, very mindful sundress.
As always.
And then my look was just a little bit like, since I had art there, I wanted to look artsy. So I had on like African print duster and like a blouse and distressed jeans.
Your
and
thighs
high
were out,
heels.
friend. Just go ahead and say it.
It was summer.
You had blasted jeans with your thighs out. You basically
What was your favorite look, Moni?
You had basically booty shorts with shreds. No, you looked amazing. Honestly.
No one can see my booty.
No, I know. I'm trying to paint a
Everything
picture
was
for our
super
listeners here,
covered.
guys. If you're watching the YouTube video, I'm imagining there's some sort of picture here that's blowing away the falsehoods that I'm saying. You looked amazing. Let's talk about a duster, though. A duster literally has to be one of my fucking favorite fashion
It really
items.
creates a frame.
It does. I love it.
Yeah.
I love a silhouette. And so,
especially because I'm a tall girl, so finding a long one is
It's hard
tricky.
to do,
So
yeah.
and it had pockets.
you looked great. I
Thank
loved it.
you, and so did you, and I felt great, and it
Thank
was really
you.
positive experience. And also, shout out to Box the Artist for putting that event on because
Shout out to you, boo.
she makes it look easy, but it's not.
It's very, very bright. I'm sure she has to hibernate for like 2 months after that because she goes super hard. So yeah, shout out to her. Thank you. Yes, that was our second time showing up at the Indiana Black Expo. Always an honor to be included in an iconic event like that. Okay, so for me, my favorite look of 2024 was episode 159, the Met Gala. I mean, honestly, we showed up and showed out for ourselves that day. We had the full makeup. We had the fancy outfits. I love that you had the flower shirt on, a giant flower, and then like this.
It was varying just like that.
Oh my God, it was amazing. And then I had the sheer, you know how I feel about what are they, illusion dresses?
I remember
Love
I bought you
them.
that one.
You did. And I've never worn it out the house because I probably would never. But it was fun
It's
to be able to
daring.
put. It is, because where
But
am I
that's
going?
what the Met Gala is about.
I'm trying to
excited
picture
for
myself
this.
leaving the house wearing that. My husband be like, bitch.
She's like, you better put on a duster.
Fuck is you going? Right. Fuck is you going? Hey, but when maybe there's a chance, because if and when we get to the point where we're getting all of the accolades and we have to show up looking fabulous, you can't say nothing because you're retired now, sir. Go sit down. Come with me. Come on. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Come on now.
And I look great.
I'm looking
You're
forward to
welcome.
this year's gala, first Monday in May,
I know.
because it's going to be Black men's style throughout history.
The Black Dandy in particular,
Yeah,
correct?
so that's going to be maybe that'll be a good time for us to finally do our Dapper Dan episode.
I know, Troy. This is my wish. I'm not saying there's not other people who can't come in and do this, but because I know you and we've talked, and I just feel
And we
like
know you're listening.
Yes.
but that'll be, fashion's fun.
it is. It's definitely
It's
fun.
one of my favorite art forms.
It is, and I feel like over the course of this past year, we've had lots of iconic fashion moments. Like I definitely have enjoyed, especially when we have like our live events and stuff like that. Like I feel like we
yeah.
always kind of show up, which if you'll notice, a lot of the ones that I picked were like, oh, our live IBE and our live.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like, yeah,
Because sometimes you got to pop out and show these niggas.
you gotta, wop, wop, wop. Oh, so. But yeah, I enjoyed our looks for both of those. So I think we did that, friend. We did that.
We did.
All right, so let's move on to the next category. Yes.
All right. Yes.
All right. So you guys, the next category we have is the Fave Guest Collab. So when I was thinking about these particular episodes, we did have other episodes where we had collaborations, but I felt like because it included several people, I don't know, like I feel like it's harder to isolate one person when you're interviewing
have to
3 or
explain
4
yourself.
people. I'm to them. This ain't to you.
You have to explain yourself to them.
But I want to.
You know
You know what I'm saying? Look at her. I won't call her what I think she actually is, because I'm trying to be. Because we're not we're
I'll
from the
be that.
1900s, but we can't talk like
I'll
we're
be
from the-
that.
Okay, we'll be that. You know what it is, and you can
Was
be
it a
that.
skeezer?
No, it wasn't that. It was something similar along the lines.
I just missed that.
Skeezer.
I missed that
No
word.
one says that. That is so festive, friend.
It'd
No.
be funny if you did. Though.
It would be. It would be. But anyway, friend.
Yes, yes. I'm into it though, because yes.
So
I think you need to
basically,
do that.
yeah, I tried to find episodes where we just had like a singular guest. Favorite guest collaboration of 2024, episode 179, Reclaiming Rest, featuring Tasha Mack. We have episode 182, Decoded by Jay-Z, featuring Brother to the Night. We have episode 172, Going Clear, featuring KC. in episode 175, where we reviewed Bell Hooks' We Real Cool featuring King K. And so, friends, drum roll. Who you giving it to, friend? Who you giving it to?
The 2024 FAB Award for Best Guest Collab goes, my personal one goes to Decoded with Brother to the Night.
Ooh,
Yeah, I thought that was a fantastic episode.
Okay, so tell me more.
I really enjoyed that one for a couple reasons. We were recording out of Switchboard, so that's always fun.
Shout out to you, Chris.
We were finally reading a book that I wanted to get to.
Finally.
Like that, I mean, just this was like, okay, this will make me read this finally. And also too, Brother to the Night, just always, he's always been such a great supporter. And also because I was such a big fan of his podcast, The Drunken Nights.
So you're
City
fangirling a
fave.
bit, is that what you're saying?
The what?
I said you're fangirling, is that what's
I'm
happening?
fangirling out.
Okay.
Yes, big time.
Okay.
So yeah, that was, and also because it was just perfect because he was such a big Jay-Z fan. So it was such a perfect collab.
Yeah, it definitely was.
And you
Always
read the
enjoy
book
that.
too, because not everybody always reads the book.
First, good.
Yes. And also, yes, because it actually included a book.
Yeah. All right. I like it. That was a great episode. I really enjoyed that collaboration with him. My favorite part of the episode was right when we started. I've mentioned this before, but he called us out for being fake as soon as he got there. He honestly, you know what? Why I love
He keeps
Brother
us
to the
honest.
Night. That part, but also too, he reminds me of the men who are around me in real life. You know what I'm
Real
saying? I be like,
Indiana
I feel
niggas.
like my husband would like him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? My brother would like I'm like,
He probably, I
this
never
guy.
asked him, but I bet he knows how to make fried potatoes.
He probably does. He looked like he
Let
likes-
us know, brothers tonight.
Yeah,
we know you're
holler at us.
listening.
Yeah,
Let us
yeah.
know. I bet you make some mean fried potatoes.
sure
Because
he
all
does.
Indiana black men do.
apparently. And for those of you who don't, get on it because
You can.
Yeah,
It's in you.
It's in
It
your
lives
blood.
in you.
Okay, it's part of your heritage.
It's in your dinner.
Yeah. Oh, not Donna. Donna.
All right, now the people want to know your
Donna,
pick.
Donna. Okay.
Moni's pick for fave.
This
guest
was
collab.
a really hard one, guys. If you can
is
guess,
really hard.
I mean, all of them are because, and I do
Right.
want to say that, like, we have to pick one, but each and every one is special to us. Like, anytime that we get somebody to agree to spend their time with us and connect with us, for one, I will say that for each person that we end up speaking with, like, I always try to really connect with those people and enjoy each and every one of them. So, but if I have to pick my favorite from 2024, I had to go with episode 175, where we half reviewed Bell Hooks' book, We Real Cool, but featuring King K. Yeah, shout out to you, King K. I really enjoyed this episode, and I ended up ultimately picking it because I felt like when I thought about the content of it, so this past year, I feel like I've been sort of, I don't want to say obsessed, but just interested in masculinity in general. You know what I'm saying? Like having a son, I wasn't interested based on my husband necessarily. It's like, but it's just different now
love
that I
your
ha-
son. It's always like when men talk about, like, it's like, yeah, I want to see women win. I have
But I love my
daughters. I have
daughter. Yeah,
nieces. They never say I have wives and sisters.
Yo, and I'm a piece of shit for this, apparently. and honestly, I accept that.
It's very real though.
It's
like,
just so real because it's so different.
It's so different.
And the
And
conversation.
it's so pure because they love you so much.
And I think it's because he has daughters too. So like when I hear him speaking about what it is to be
King
a man,
K.
King K.
Yes.
So it's the contrast of like me being a mother who has a son, and then like him being a man who has daughters, and the way he approaches dealing with his daughters. It's just, I love it. And then also too, I loved his description of what he felt like masculinity was, or what being a man was, because he sort of described it as, and forgive me if I'm not getting it exactly correct, but what I got from it was like, showing up without an attitude, and just doing what needs to be done, like showing up and just doing what needs to be done. And I thought about the men in my life who I really respect. I'm like, that is so true, because the one thing I can't stand in a man
is bitch assness.
I'm talking about a bitching ass, complaining ass. Man.
Child. Like basically, because what you're describing is adulthood.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
like bitching about stuff, complaining about stuff, a complaining ass bitch. This is where I'm gonna intersect the story real quick.
Let's do it.
To illustrate the point of bitch assness when it comes to certain types of men. So I've witnessed this in lots of variations, but and I think maybe I shared this. I don't know if I said this on the podcast, but when I went to Grenada recently, we had an issue with like our driver.
Dude, I remember something about this.
And so this might have been on a Patreon episode, but like the main issue was like we ended up having this driver who we were making a deal with, who was going to be our driver for like the weekend and was going to take us around and stuff like that. On our end, we should have negotiated the price up front, like, hey, this is what it's going to be. But he just like, don't worry about it. He assured us, like, I'm gonna work with you.
Yeah, just being like, I got you, I got you. But he was more like, I got you.
It was like that. You know what I'm saying? And during the course of the 2 days before we got to the point where things escalated, you know, mind you, we have a section in the club, and you posted up like a bad bitch, which you're not. You know what I'm saying? We're doing all the things. We're thinking we're building a rapport with you and stuff like that. And then when it came down to it, you're complaining like a bitch. Like, you're complaining, and you have issues with stuff, and it's like, that is one of the most unattractive things ever. And so again, getting back to the episode that I actually picked as my favorite was like, I don't know that I ever actually articulated it like that. So to hear him say that, I was like, yes, that's it. Like, I just show up and fucking do it though. Because I have to.
And let's also let her know too, King K was also one of the Drunken Knights.
He was.
So they're podcasting gold.
They kind of are. Yeah. They kind of are. They're good at their jobs.
They make it really easy. Like,
they do.
Yeah, like you don't ever have to worry about like, oh, what are we going to talk about?
Not at all.
One of my favorite podcasts of our time is our first episode we did on their podcast.
Really?
Yeah, when we were it's on YouTube. I'll try to send the link to it and stuff like that.
Maybe
it was
I'll link that in there.
Such a great conversation, because I remember you were kind of like, why are we doing this? Like, what is going on? Because you didn't have an outline, and I get it, because Moni likes what are we gonna do? And I'm like, trust me, we're gonna talk.
I was scared that they were gonna be talking about like bringing up, you know, like, I'm a married old lady, so like I don't want to be on a podcast called Drunken Nights and then we're gonna be talking about anal sex or something.
Yeah,
it's like, I'm not getting ready to be talking about this. I can't be interesting in this way. I'm not gonna be able to do it. But it wasn't that. They were so nice. It was great. It was fantastic.
Again, like I said, you were like, oh, this dude's been married for 170 years, just like
me
you.
Too. Oh, okay, yeah. So it was just really nice.
So congratulations.
Yes, congratulations, King K. That was a fabulous episode.
You have a FAB award now. You can put that on your resume.
Yes, you sure can. You're welcome. Okay, so guys, next category. So now we're gonna go to, and this is a new category this year because we didn't have this last year, but when I was sort of reviewing the episodes that we had, I'm like, man, we did like 5 or 6 live shows this year.
Yeah.
That's enough for a category.
Because guess what? And this is just be kind of like an ad. We show up.
Hello.
Like, if you book us, we show up and we show out.
Yes,
You're
we do.
never gonna have to worry about anything.
Not at all.
We are energy creators. We're
Yes.
vibe curators.
Yes,
so
we are.
anytime you have us in an event, people are like, oh, I really liked that podcast.
Hello.
Oh, I've heard of that. And it'll be like a whole thing. It's like, yes.
It's us, you guys. Oh my God.
We show up, and sometimes we read.
Yes, we brush our teeth.
We show up polite. Moni will show up on time, so you don't have to worry about nothing.
That's right. And we're going to have snacks. So yeah, I wanted to highlight some of the live shows that we were able to participate in this year and kind of highlight our favorites. So without further ado, you guys, we have episode 184, where we had the Create, Connect, Collab, Unstoppable event. We have episode 180, which we had Fab Live at the Art Connect show. Next up, we have episode 157, the live show at PopCon Indie. Episode 156, the live show at the Middle Ground Comedy Fest. And last but not least, we have episode 170, the Melly First Friday event, where we reviewed Sprint, the Netflix documentary. So yes, those are our finalists for this year. And Kat, I want you to let me know who's getting the FAB award for the best live show.
This was a really hard one to pick for me.
Oh my
because
God.
all of our live shows are so fun. I wanted to pick all of them. But I had to pick one. So I went ahead because in my heart of hearts, I'm a nerd. So I picked
So true. Such a nerd.
157 PopCon Indy. And a special thank you to Brandon Peters for inviting us to be a part of that and for having me on your show. Because I love a good nerd out.
Listen, I'm happy for you. I'm so grateful for Brandon because he gives you the space to be who you need to be in a way that maybe I can't always support
That's
for you.
That's an outlet.
Friends.
You can't be all things to all people.
No, and I'm not going to try.
As amazing as you are.
Thank you.
As amazing as you
can't
are,
do it, friend.
you are just one little person.
Can't do it, Captain. Don't have the power.
And so that's the thing. But what stood out? What was your best live show experience?
Honestly, for me, this one wasn't as hard.
Really?
No.
Oh.
They all, and it's not because not all of them were amazing, but my very favorite live show was episode 156, our live show at the Middle Ground Comedy Fest. And the reason why, bitch, don't act like you don't know, you had to read.
Casey?
First of all, Casey, yes. Oh. First things first, friend, okay? You had to read a book you hated in front of
everybody,
especially Dion Curry.
Okay, so yes.
And you didn't know.
I didn't
So
know.
it's because it had that shady element of me getting to embarrass you in front of.
I was embarrassed. I was proud of myself.
Right, and then and I'm glad. That's perfect.
But yes, you called in your bet because this was technically the Super Bowl
the
bet we made.
Super Bowl bet that we made. I cashed in like in April. And you didn't see it coming. I just love stuff like that.
But
it was
shout
just
out
so
to
perfect.
Black Circle and Gwen Sunkel and the Middle Fest Comedy or Middle Ground Comedy Fest. It was a vibe. Like I said, all the comedians, everybody who came out, it was spectacular. And also a side award to Harder Brunch for
putting us on
to that because we had gone the year before and saw them perform, and then
it was awesome.
We got invited, and that was pretty great. So yes, that was a great show.
Yeah, and it felt like, because typically when we do air quotes live shows, a lot of the time.
Why is that air quote? That was live as hell.
No, it was. That's what I'm saying. Like, but a lot of the time though, like, you know, we're like tucked away in the corner, and we're like, you know what I'm saying? It's separate from the event. Like, this is the event. Like, I mean, PopCon was like that as too. Like, we were in the middle of the event, so I liked that. Like, we were actually like featured at the event, part of the actual event, and yeah, it was just nice. And then we got to talk to people who we already like loved and connect with. You know, shout out to Tina, shout out to Dwight Simmons, shout out to Dion Curry, shout out to Casey too, Danger Brewer for producing and making our show fabulous. It was their birthday that day too, and so to me, I don't know, like I really enjoyed that show. I just thought like this made me feel
funny.
like if we were going on tour, like this would be kind of like tapping into kind of like how it would be. So I really enjoyed that. So that was awesome.
It was a great experience. And also to all the nominees too.
Yes, you guys were awesome.
Really hard. But what we're hoping you're taking from this is for these winners, you go back and watch those episodes.
Please do. Yes.
There's a reason why they were in the nominees too. There's a reason they were nominated.
You have to watch the show where Kat had to read
Milk and My Coffee.
This book, I mean, we've been talking about this for the last 3 years. Like, she hates this book. Dion Curry was on the episode. Just their interactions to me are just so hilarious anyway too. Dion, we gotta get you back on the show soon this year too. That's a goal because you're always a good time. Again, like we said, you guys.
And if you want to see more Dion, check out his podcast. Sorry, We're Canceled with BT.
Oh my God, they're a whole vibe.
He's on another podcast, the Pat Down.
The Pat, and Chris Spangle.
Yeah, make sure you follow Dion. He's a great follow.
He is. He's pretty funny. So that's it for the live show category, guys. Up next, we have our favorite book. This is the least fave book. My God, we already did that. This is the margarita at this point, you guys. Okay, it's late and
just take a deep breath. I'm allowed to make mistakes.
I've been drinking. Yeah, that too. You guys, least favorite book. So this is also a new category this year. I've never done this before because it felt mean, but I need to lean into my meanness because I am a little mean. I try not to be like that on the show sometimes.
Moni, no.
I just be mean to you a little bit. That's how I get it out.
Not just me.
It's not just you, but
it's actually one of my favorite things in the world is watching you be mean to other people. It's the best. Sucks to be you.
Sucks to be you, man.
Somebody else can get that. Yeah.
So we're here to be mean a little bit in this category.
And we're told this is what people like. That seems to be like a lot of our most popular stuff is when we're making fun of something or like hate watching something or whatever. And to be honest, I do like podcasts that do that too.
I know, it's kind of fun. It's
actually, we should just turn our Patreon into a Hatreon where it's just all hate all the time. And if you want to see the hate, you got to pay.
That's
and you
true.
get this positivity for free.
Low key, that's what happens because the hate part is not going to be the marketable part, right? Like, it's like people don't necessarily want to sponsor you if all you do is.
I don't.
No? Yes?
Well,
no?
People sponsor you if it's popular. It don't matter.
But if we're talking, well, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
All
Like,
right.
there's a lot of toxic stuff out here that was just like, I'm
Blue
sick of all of
chew.
these insert marginalized community here.
That's
And,
true, though.
you know-
But again, the people you're talking about in my mind don't look like us.
Oh, well, I don't know. I also I don't know. I like hate in all its forms.
That's true. Hate.
I'm not hate, but just
It's because
shade.
the fun
Let's
kind.
say shade.
Thank you.
Shade.
Y'all know.
Because I don't like actual hate. I don't want to marginalize
it's
anybody.
Kermit in the teacup. Y'all know. Like, that's fun. That's festive.
It's the Waldorf
festive.
and what's his name?
The other Muppet. The two that laugh and do stuff.
Statler.
Yes.
Oh, why was that so loud?
I don't know.
That was
'Cause
I'm
you
sorry. Statler. I'm actually very gentle.
You know this is a late episode. Oh my God.
You can really tell.
You can tell.
It shows.
It shows. Guys, least favorite book
Books.
coming at you.
They're not all good.
They're not all
We love
good.
books, but they're not all good.
They're just not all good.
And we're just acknowledging that truth.
And also, too, I want to acknowledge that the candidates for this category, it's a random selection, okay? I made sure it included my actual least fave, but the rest of them were just
Because
like...
I noticed one of them was also in the best books, too.
I know, that's what I'm saying. There was no rhyme or reason. It just was like,
I
let's...
was like, wait, what?
Yeah, because it wasn't like I put...
You just had to have 4.
I just had to have 4 or 5.
Okay, 4 or 5.
Yeah. All right, so guys, here we go. Episode 144, How We Ended Racism by Justin Michael Williams and Shelley Tagilski. Episode 153, Astrophysics for People in a Hurry by Neil deGrasse Tyson. Episode 154, Behind the Seams by Dolly Parton. And episode 181, So Far From God by Anna Castillo. Friend, let the people know who gets the FAB Award for least favorite book in 2024.
Well, for Kat, it's coming for, I'm sorry to say, How We Ended Racism, which is actually one of my picks, too. And it's always disappointing when something it's like when you pick a restaurant to go to and it sucks, and everyone's like, well, you picked this, you know, taste having bitch. It's like, sorry, I didn't know. Like, I just wanted to try
The
something
last time
new.
it was fun.
It sounded so hopeful, but it was really just them selling their course.
Okay.
And there weren't any, like, there was
breathing exercises, friend.
it didn't solve racism. So that was my biggest critique of it. It wasn't.
But have you applied the principles of the book?
I don't
Did you
know.
buy the course? Maybe because you didn't buy the course
Oh,
yet.
you're right. I didn't pay enough money.
This bitch didn't even buy the course that we're
That's
talking
the
about.
thing. Well, let's throw the ball over to your court, Moni. What was your least favorite book of 2024?
Okay, so my least favorite book of 2024 was episode 144. How We Ended Racism by Justin Michael
This is the first time we've agreed all night.
and Shelley Tagilski.
God love them.
I didn't even want to read it when you suggested it, if I'm being honest. And I'm pretty sure I said that on the show, guys. That's episode 144. Go back and listen to that. I'm pretty sure I said that. But also, too, here's why I feel a little bad about that. Because, for one, you told me that your goal in 2025 was to end racism. And if you don't have their help, I'm not hopeful that you can. 2, It's like I need you guys. Two. Yeah, it just was like, and I don't know if it's because I'm just too pessimistic a person. It just was so idealistic that I was
too
just
lofty.
like, do you guys know what we're up against? You know, but at the same time, like I said when we reviewed the book, I respect any I don't know, like any one part of a person who really feels like they want to tackle something huge like that, I do have some respect for it. So it's not so much that it was like, oh my God, I can't even fucking believe you guys would even try. It was just like the things that y'all are putting forth feel so dust in the wind right now that it's like, that's just gonna fly back in my eyeballs and hurt. I don't know how we're gonna, now I can't see. I'm already tired. You know what I mean? Like this.
And now my eyes hurt.
I don't.
Yeah.
I need it more. But also too, I do think that like that's how you get ideas going. So, you know, hopefully maybe you can take what they had to say, roll it into something, and then make it into your goal of solving racism, friend, for 2025.
Well, I think what appealed to me about the title was it reminded me a little bit of Star Trek. That's right, I said Star Trek. I said it and I meant it. Because in the Star Trek universe, racism doesn't exist. So at some point we had to defeat it. So it's like, how do we do it?
You need to get with the people who make Star Trek and ask them to just figure it out.
I can't.
Why?
He's dead.
He is?
Gene Roddenberry? Moni,
guess.
you obviously know Gene Roddenberry. I brought him to your house.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You know. No, Gene Roddenberry, he died shortly after Next Generation started.
Oh, damn, that was a minute ago.
It was.
Okay.
Yeah, time is
Well, damn
son
it.
of a bitch. So yes.
Damn it, Gene. Well,
but
too bad you
he-
couldn't have solved it for us.
He was like, boom, I'm just going to write a future where it doesn't exist. I'm not even going to talk about how it happened.
It's not a thing anymore. Amen to
just
that.
kind of like a lot of societal ills. I'm trying to think of something we got over. I feel like we're still
Polio?
doing a lot of bullshit. I don't know, man. It seems like we're going
They want to
back.
come back. I know. We
Yeah.
want to talk about, what is it, RFK? Okay, we'll keep it moving. Let's not do that. We're just
I
this is
felt
happy.
the cortisol.
This is happy.
Damn it.
It's okay. No. We'll be right back.
Actually, we probably should take a break before we do. We still have one left.
We got 2 more left, but once you finish this up, we'll come back and we can announce our next 2 after this.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, let's just do it now. You seem sad.
No, I'm okay.
Okay,
I'm
all right.
very strong.
Okay.
And I'm brave.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry, guys.
All right.
That was definitely my least favorite book of last year that we read.
It was just,
and it was my Kat's got to take that L.
Well,
Sometimes
what's
you win.
crazy,
sometimes you
like
lose.
so what's weird to me is that I almost never, unless it's like maybe one of my brother, specifically my younger brother, let's be for real, like unless it's something that we've decided was a point of contention, am I like, I win in real life? You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that you're like saying like, oh yeah, this is my fault, we both, like the book that we hated. I mean, but like, I didn't even think, I don't think about stuff like that.
It's my
so
fault
weird
that
to me.
book
My
was
husband
terrible.
does that. I'm like,
No.
everything is like,
I did
you
this to
lose,
us.
I win. It's like, I mean, okay. Well, all right. I mean, like it existed in time and space before you had recommended
I don't feel like
it.
it's a competition between the two of us. I feel like we both lost because of, and not that he
No,
won
but see,
lost.
the people won because they know, like, you guys don't necessarily have to read the book. You can just
Yeah.
listen to episode 144. We're going to give you a nice little overview. We're going to tell you the good and bad things about the book, and then you can move on with your life. So there was some good friends.
Yeah, Fab did that.
Fab did that.
So hopefully I don't have to go through
You
that.
ain't got to go through that. Ooh, look at us, bars. Now that's where we take a break.
Okay, you
All
want
right,
to break
then.
on that one?
Yeah, we'll be right back. All right, you guys, welcome back from the wonderful break we just had, friends.
So good.
All right, so we got to wrap up these awards. We have 2 more categories, friends. So you ready to get back into it?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so this is one of my favorite categories. I started this one last year because there was a book that I read, The Fault in Our Stars.
And you weren't ready?
I just wasn't ready. It was this category is for the piece of art that we witnessed that we felt like you weren't expecting to enjoy it as much as you did. And it was like, yo, we got to talk about it. So the Dark Horse Award for 2024 for me, I didn't give a bunch. I'm just gonna, and actually maybe I should ask you because we've been doing that format. What's your dark horse of 2024? What was the episode that blew you away, that was unexpected, that you just enjoyed more than you should have?
Because we've been talking before about how it's been like real hard to pick one. Stuff like
Yes.
that. This one wasn't hard at
Mine
all.
wasn't easy. Mine wasn't either.
Without a doubt, Wicked.
Okay.
By Gregory Maguire. I was not ready. Once again, I picked it because I love the movie. The movie was fantastic. I'm like, I want to experience the source material. So I went back and read it. I was like, whoa, this is so, even though this was written back in the 1900s, it's still so very timely. And yeah, without a doubt, Wicked.
Wicked. All right. That was the word you used to describe 2024 as well. So it just seems, just goes with the, goes with the whole situation.
All right. Who is your dark horse?
Okay. So my dark horse, I feel like you will be proud of me because
I'm always proud of you, by the way.
Thank you.
I think you're a phenomenal person.
Thank you.
You know, I don't like much, and I like you.
Oh my God. Thank you.
I mean, I do like a lot of stuff, actually. I don't like a lot of people. Let me put it that way.
I can see why.
I love tons of stuff, but people, ugh. But no, I'm sure I'll be proud of you.
Thank you. So my dark horse of 2024 was episode 143, The Blue Eye Samurai.
Okay, yay! I feel better now because I recommended this too. So yay! That helps to redeem
on my nerd shit.
how to solve racism.
I was on my
How we
nerd shit. Yeah, it was so good.
So pretty, and it got a second season.
And I can't wait. And we're going to have to review the second season because it was
Actually,
such a good.
I can't wait because I know it's going to take a long time because no matter how long you think animation is going to take,
Oh,
it's going to take a
longer.
little longer.
Yeah. When it comes out, I will be super excited to review it. I think that this was my favorite. It was a standout because, for one, I wasn't expecting it. Again, like that's part of how you get the Dark Horse Award is just unassumingly popping up and just being like, yo, this was so good. It was so, the animation was beautiful. The storytelling was beautiful. I just loved it. It was so good. So good. It was so good. And I wasn't expecting it. And so I do really appreciate that, that recommendation and getting into that story, man. Cause it was like historical fiction, which is one of my favorite genres of books. I love when we just take a time period and then we create these sort of fictional stories, but it existed in a real time frame around that whole world.
It becomes almost truer in a way,
It
weirdly
does.
enough.
It's like it helps me, honestly, because I'm the kind of person who needs to experience stuff, or like say if I'm going to learn about something, I like to be able to do it. So to me, historical fiction is the equivalent of tactile learning. It's like it helps me appreciate a time period more because you're creating a narrative that I can like witness and be like, yo, this is how it would have been though.
It's better than just like a series of events and
Because it's just boring. Yeah.
the way they teach history is so...
Yeah, it's just boring, but like historical
You can
fiction
tell it was
makes
set up by Klan members.
Ugh.
At least here in Indiana, our educational system was set up by the Ku Klux Klan.
And the Klan is not fun. I think
They're
we can all
not.
agree that they're like the worst.
They're
so
not.
It's
They're
kind
not
of like
really looking for an expansive view
They're not.
of world history.
the only time the Klan was funny to me was in Django.
In Django,
I
that
hate
was
to bring
hilarious.
that back when they were.
I don't hate to bring it back.
complaining
I'll
about-
bring that every single time. That
Okay.
movie was so freaking
good,
funny.
man. Maybe
Because
we'll watch it and talk about it on the show.
I would like to.
again.
I would love to
Let's
talk about Django.
Fucking do it. That was
Yeah.
a great movie, man.
I really liked
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
All
that
right.
was my dark horse for 2024. What a good time. And so I guess that leaves us with our final category friend, which is Fab Friend of the Year. This is the most coveted Fab Award, you guys, of the year, because this sort of highlights a person who we feel like we've had like a really deep connection with. Which, like I said, I'm not even, like, I maybe it seems fake. I don't know. I know it's a fake ass book club, but like on some real shit though, honestly, like each and every time that I have a chance to like interface with people on behalf of our podcast, whether it's interviewing people on our show or we're at a live event and we're meeting people, like I really try to tap in and really try to genuinely connect with those people. And I always enjoy it. Like I have really
not me.
have not.
I stay fake as hell.
That's like,
just kidding.
we
just
both
kidding.
do.
No.
We both
Genuine
do.
connections are the best.
Genuine connections. And so like that's part of why we enjoy what we're doing. So this award is like somebody in our minds who really exemplify that in a next level way. So I want to ask you, friends, in 2024, who was the Fab Friend of the Year for you? Now, we do not have a list of people. No. I was like, let's just name it.
For these last two categories.
Yeah, we just put it out there. Yeah, pull it out there.
And for me, I feel like our best Fab Friend was Brothers to the Night. So this is the second award. 2 awards for Brothers to the Night. Or is it 2 or...
It was 2.
It was 2.
It's the murder.
Yes, 2.
You can still count.
So yes, it's always the encouraging words, the like real, like I said, like he's so Indiana. Like there's something like just very like
homegrown about it.
Yeah. Like I feel like I grew up with him even though I didn't.
Yeah.
Because there's just a shared sort of history there of just growing up in Indiana. It's a very I mean, every experience where you grow up is unique. So, like, yeah, there's that sense of camaraderie and real, like, connection. Like, that's the thing. Because, like I said, like, I feel like we were such a fan of Drunken Nights, but, like, he really is a fan of us, too. I can tell, like, you know, really did, like, hey, I want to see y'all do well. So yeah, Brothers Tonight, a real brother, because there's not enough.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. And you know what's crazy? So
What's crazy?
Is the second award where we agreed, friends.
Oh, really? So that's how you know it's real.
My Fab Friend of the Year for 2024 was also Brothers to the Night.
What?
I know. Little round of applause.
Yes, even though he calls us fake as hell.
It's cool though.
Because we are. He's like, y'all bad boys got high as hell.
Yeah, he's like, so what happened? Well, we were just talking and then all of a sudden. But that's where the word brother comes in his name though, because I feel like, honestly, it feels a little bit like that. It feels like, okay, like this is like one of my brothers for real, because that's what my brothers would actually do. It's like, bitch, you sound fake as hell.
It's like the loving shade.
It is, and we're into it. And I think too, just the camaraderie of another person who's been in podcasting actively for as long as he was. I mean, I think what I enjoy about interfacing with him is his love for podcasting too. You can tell, like, I just feel like in our conversations and stuff like that, you know, he's really into it. And again, like, just to reiterate the support and the kind words, and then like and this goes to all of you guys listening right now. Like, if you're listening to this show right now, like, this is extended to you as well. Just the connection you feel to people who like, to know that we're producing a show that people are really into and that they're connecting with, and that they feel like this is something that I enjoy. Like, being able to hear that from somebody and getting that feedback and that support. And I just wanted to recognize him specifically, because I do feel like his support is it's felt and heartfelt and genuine. And so
So congratulations.
Congratulations
you get
for your
2 Fab Awards.
You do. So yeah, don't cash them in all at once.
Just
you
put
know
it
what
on your
I'm saying?
resume, though. You
just
can put
let
that
the
on your
people
resume.
know.
It's official.
Let the people know. So yes, so the 2024 Fab Awards were a success, friends. Like I said, this is always a really special show to me, because again, it helps us kind of go back and show gratitude for the people, the places, the things that we've done, the books that we've read, the art that we've been able to consume, and really
that we've had.
the looks that we have had, friend. Okay, and aspire to have.
Sure, I'm still.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. But yeah, it's just always a fun vibe. So hopefully you guys really enjoy going back and revisiting some of our favorite and least favorite things that we've covered over the year. And again, just, special shout out to everybody who agreed to share their time, energy, art, talents with us over 2024. We totally appreciate you guys. It's our favorite. Like, again, we're not being paid to do this. This is something that we do in our free time because we genuinely enjoy it. So special shout out to just everybody that we've had a chance to meet and connect with over this past year, and honestly just over the course of this podcast since 2021. It has been, I don't know, like, to me, the biggest gift and the thing that I didn't know I needed. So I'm just super grateful for this show, friend. I don't know. I mean, this just gets me in a mood of gratitude for the Fab podcast in general. So hopefully you feel the same. Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, man.
I love being able to be like, yeah, I got a podcast. It's no big deal.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I hated that at first.
Really?
Because it sounds so corny. Like, because everybody fucking has a podcast.
No, they
It's
don't.
like,
Everybody
man.
wants a podcast. But that's the thing. Like, I love seeing people getting into the space. I want to see more of it. There's plenty of room.
Me
Everybody jump in
too.
the pool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because I love supporting people too. Like, if that's the other thing too is Brother to the Night creating an excellent example of what it looks like to support a podcast. So like now I know how to do that for other people too.
Yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, thank you to everybody. We enjoyed this year. Like I said, it's just been a lot of fun to go back and just look at all the fun stuff we've done, friend. Look at us. We're interesting and fun. Oh my God.
We are. You know what helps? That books.
Yeah, it does.
I would not be nearly as interesting or fun if it weren't for books.
Yeah. So you guys, we want to encourage you as always, get out there, find some art to get into. If it's not booked, maybe it's, I don't know, it's movies, it's documentaries, it's, maybe it's the actual arts, drawing, whatever. I don't know.
As long as it's not illegal or immoral, just follow your passions.
Do that.
Like there's always going to be people who will be like, ew, why are you into that?
Don't worry about
Don't
it.
listen to
Don't worry about it.
This is already going to be a lot of work. If I'm already doing a bunch of work, let me see if I can find that clip of Bernie Mac.
Boy, just be yourself. If people don't like you if you're being yourself, fuck them. People don't like how you be yourself, fuck them. Fuck them up against the wall. Wear handcuffs on and crazy through on their lips. That's all you do.
It was just so funny.
Okay.
Where he was just like, man, just because when he was trying to get with this girl he thought was better than him. And he was just like, her parents are kind of judgmental. He was just like, man,
fuck her, man.
Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck
And
all
then
them.
when she came over, he was like, oh, I remember you. They used to call you Jawbone.
Bernie Mac. Can we just give him an honorary FAB award right now?
Your gift, Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac was hilarious.
Because it takes a lot. Because you want to hide your light under a bushel. No, you gotta let it shine.
Let it shine, guys.
Let it shine.
If you learned nothing this past year from the FAB podcast, let your light shine. And also, too, guys, because we do have to get out of here, let's spin this MFing wheel so we can see what we got coming up next. Top of 2025. Spin it. Yes. Yay. Okay, so it's a real book, friend.
I'm so excited.
At us.
I'm
and look
so
at
excited.
God.
Look at us. Here we are, right where we belong.
So, you guys, we're going to be reviewing Eve's book, Who's That Girl?
Na 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 na
Na na na na na na, Eve's that girl.
Okay, that's probably all we can afford.
Oh, that's true. That's true. They won't know it's the same because it didn't sound the same. It was like, yeah, that wasn't the song we thought it was. No. Yeah, so I'm excited though because Eve is, we grew up with Eve, and she's quite fabulous these days. And I'm always interested to hear people's stories, so it'll be fun to dig
I love
into.
an entertainment memoir.
Yes,
That's one of my
it's fun.
faves.
It's fun. It's festive. So look at us, guys. We're off to a great start for 2025. Hopefully you guys are going to continue to be involved in the things that make you feel good, that pour back into you, and
that really reinforce the idea that your body belongs to you.
Amen.
I can't say it enough because no one ever
does.
told me enough.
Man,
It took me a while to figure it out.
took a while to figure out.
But Fab did that.
Yeah.
So hopefully you don't have to go through that.
Wow, that came up again. I like it. You guys, we've been drinking. And we're going to get on out of here. So you guys enjoy your week. And we'll see you back here next Wednesday. Peace.
Before we go, we must give thanks to Urban Nerd for providing our music, and legal services were handled by Trezanae M. Atkins. If you like what you heard, please feel free to join us every Wednesday for another fake-ass book club. Cheers.
Thank you guys for listening. You can check us out at thefabpodcast.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review our podcast wherever you're listening right now. We want to hear from you. Come put it in our life. Thanks again, and until next time, peace, love, and the Fake Ass Book Club. We out.